Good afternoon to each and every one of you. Irfan this side from EDL MOU division of ExcelR. Please confirm me whether I'm audible or not.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, so we crossed 500 almost. So I would like to request all the participants, please join at earliest. And if you come across any technical glitch to get into Zoom, so we request to switch to YouTube Live. We are also live on YouTube. We will be starting within next 2 minutes. Once again, I would like to request all participants, if you come across any technical glitch to get into Zoom, please switch to YouTube Live. We are live on YouTube as well. Okay, so let's get started. We almost crossed 650. Yeah. So welcome to the International Faculty Development Program on Deep Learning for NLP and Computer Vision, in collaboration with Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology, that is CBIT, Hyderabad. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology, that is CBIT. The Principal from CBIT, Dr. CV Narasimhalu. After that, the FDP coordinator, Dr. Ramkrishna sir. After that, the entire FDP coordination team, advisory committee from ExcelR and CBIT, technical committee members from CBIT. So entire CBIT and ExcelR team for their unwavering support and partnership in organizing this excellent program. Their commitment to academic excellence and technological advancement has been instrumental in making this FDP a reality. As we all know, the field of education is constantly evolving, and it is important to keep up with the latest trends and technologies. In recent years, the field of natural language processing, that is NLP, and computer vision have witnessed unprecedented growth powered by the remarkable progress in deep learning. This powerful subfield of artificial intelligence has revolutionized our ability to understand and process complex patterns in both language and visual data. During the next 2 weeks, we have an exciting journey ahead of us. This program has been meticulously designed to provide you with the comprehensive insights into the principles and applications of deep learning in NLP and computer vision. We have Mr. Vikas Narune with us, who is a trainer and practitioner who will guide us through this transformative learning experience. Through a series of these interactive sessions and hands-on training, you will have the opportunity to deepen your understanding of deep learning and its techniques. You will explore the latest models, algorithms, and methodologies for training neural networks to solve NLP and computer vision tasks. Furthermore, we will share with you some real-world experiences showcasing how deep learning is transforming various domains and industries. These insights will help you bridge the gap between the theory and practice and inspire you to apply deep learning methodologies to real-world challenges. We, the ExcelR and the CBIT, encourage you to make the most of this invaluable experience. Be proactive, ask questions, and actively participate in all the activities. Let your curiosity guide you as you explore the frontiers of the deep learning in NLP and computer vision. We believe that this program has the potential to make a significant impact on education and research. And we are excited to have the opportunity to bring together educators from around the world to learn, share, and collaborate. We hope that you will make the most of this opportunity and that you will leave this program with new skills, knowledge, and ideas that you can apply in your classrooms and research. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to productive and rewarding few days together. Before I move forward, we, that is ExcelR, would like to offer a compelling opportunity that can greatly benefit your institution and, most importantly, your students. I request all faculty members to consider reaching out for a free MOU collaborations with ExcelR. I would like to request Amar, please post our email ID with phone number so that faculty member will get in touch and will reach out to us for MOU collaborations.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Amar. One of the key aspects of this collaboration is the provision of application and industry-oriented learning on various trending technologies. ExcelR, with its team of industry experts possessing in-depth knowledge of these subjects, is ready to provide this training for free. Yes, absolutely for free under this MOU collaboration. Such an opportunity would allow your students to gain first-hand experience with real-world solutions, equipping them with the practical skills and confidence necessary for their future placements. The objective of this MOU collaboration is threefold. First, it aims to provide application-oriented training for both students and faculty by learning directly from industry experts. Our faculty members are the working professionals. You can call them as web developers, data scientists, data analysts, and much more. These faculty members can enhance their understanding of trending technologies, allowing them to deliver more effective and relevant instruction to your students. This in turn will bridge the gap between academia and industry expectations, resulting in well-prepared graduates who are sought after by employers. Second objective is the collaboration offers hands-on training on the latest and most relevant technologies through practical sessions and workshops. Your students will have the opportunity to engage with these technologies in meaningful way, gaining valuable skills that are highly desirable in the job market. By offering such hands-on training, we can better prepare your students to excel in their future careers. And lastly, this collaboration can assist your college in meeting certain requirements set forth by accreditation bodies such as NAC and NBA. By providing access to industry experts and application-oriented training, we can demonstrate our commitment to providing a holistic and industry-relevant education to your students. So this in turn can positively impact your institutional rankings and reputations also. I emphasize that this collaboration with ExcelR is an extraordinary opportunity to enrich your educational programs, foster industry connections, and empower your students for success. We have the chance to enhance your curriculum by integrating real-world applications, ensuring that your students graduate with the skills and knowledge necessary to thrive in their chosen fields. I encourage each and every faculty member to seize this chance and reach out for free MOU collaboration with ExcelR. Together, we can revolutionize the learning experience for our students and provide them with the practical exposure to training technologies and enhance their placement prospects. Thank you for joining once again, and thank you for your attention. I again would like to request you to consider the potential of this collaboration in providing application-oriented training, hands-on learning experiences, and meeting NAC NBA requirements. Let us work together. Let us come together to create transformative educational environment for your students. Now, I would like to request Dr. Ramkrishna sir to brief the dignitaries from the CBIT Hyderabad. Over to you, Dr. Ramakrishna, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Hope I am audible. Am I audible?
You are audible, Dr. Ramakrishna.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Professor Ramakrishna, Department of IT from Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. It's a honor for me to interact with the delighted participants. Respected Chief Patron of the program, Sri N. Subhash Garu, President of CBIT, and our patron, the most dynamic principal of CBIT, Professor C.V. Narasimha Garu, and a mentor, FDP Chair, Dr. Rajnikant Talwalu, and my co-coordinators, Dr. V. Swati Soumya, Mr. U. Sai Ram, and our pillars, the advisors from CBIT and ExcelR, the coordinators from the ExcelR, most importantly, the participants, the faculty of various engineering colleges from different parts of the country and from abroad. I welcome you all for this international faculty development program. The aim of this FDP is to bring together the faculty members, the researchers, the scholars, practitioners from both the fields of academia and industry. The major aim of this FDP is to serve the latest trends in deep learning in the domain of natural language processing and computer vision. As you all know, now the world is led by the artificial intelligence and it is invaded into different domains. So with this objective, as the ExcelR already mentioned, we are fortunate to have an MOU with the ExcelR, which is a company which is offering the quality training and then placement support, not only to a CBIT, but to most of the academic institutions in this nation. I really appreciate for the efforts kept by ExcelR in guiding the students and training the faculty members to create the opportunity to grab the best opportunities in the industry. Thank you once again, CEO Ram Tavva, and then head everyday learning, Sham Narayan Garu, and then the leading active manager, Irfan, and then Amar and team. Without taking much of time, I request our honorable principal, please enlighten the participants on this occasion. I request our principal, sir, Dr. C.V. Narasimha, sir, is the principal of Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology.
Okay.
I request our principal, sir, please address the gathering.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Professor Ramakrishna, other participants, and representatives from ExcelR. I'm very happy that the CBIT, in collaboration with ExcelR, is conducting this wonderful international faculty development program on deep learning for NLP and computer vision for about 30 hours. There is no doubt at all today's computer related knowledge and evolving like anything. So now these computer vision, deep learning, these are all become now buzzwords. So I hope the participants will gain enough knowledge and awareness for implementing all these tools in the deep learning and computer vision. So definitely this will help them. I also thank ExcelR representative for accepting our proposal and coming forward in collaborating in conducting this program with CBIT. I also appreciate our coordinator, Dr. Ramakrishna, for taking all initiation in conducting this program. I also appreciate head of the department, Dr. Rajinikanth, for timely helping this program by giving his inputs. Finally, I thank all participants having faith in both the institution, ExcelR and CBIT. You participated. I hope you continue without missing even single hour, these 30 hours for our 15 days, so that you will gain some knowledge. On this occasion, I request the organizers, Dr. Ramakrishna and Head of the Department, Rajinikanth and ExcelR people, to conduct one quiz or one test so that you can verify the outcome of this program. This is my sincere request. Otherwise, people will take it granted. They just, because it is an online program, they switch on their mobile phones or systems. We don't know whether they are sincerely participating in this program and gaining knowledge. So it is my appeal, all of you, all participants also, I am requesting you to please attend, gain the knowledge and write the test so that you will be knowing where you are. So feedback is always important. So already 1,000 people have joined in this program. Really, I am delighted. So I really appreciate all the coordinators, particularly Ramakrishna, for making this program a grand success. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Principal Sir, and thank you for your valuable suggestions.
Thank you very much, sir. I over to ExcelR team.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ramakrishna, sir. Now, I would like to request Leela, the EDL LMS coordinator from ExcelR, to start the knowledge transfer session. Over to you, Leela.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Irfan. Hello, everyone. We are very delighted to have you all here with us for this EDL program and International Faculty Development Program on Deep Learning for NLP and Computer Vision. And like as Irfan mentioned, I'm working as an LMS administrator here. And now I would like to give you all an insight about our e-learning portal, like how you have to access it and where you would be seeing the session recordings for these 15 days, and as well as the materials that we are going to share with you for your practice. Okay, so Irfan, can you please tell me whether I am completely audible?
Yes, Leela, you're audible.
Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So I quickly share my screen. Yes, I hope my screen is visible. And before
Yes, it is.
I begin my presentation, I would like to confirm with you all that whether you receive 2 emails from ExcelR. Suppose if you are an old user who have been attending all our EDL and regular programs, you might have the LMS access already with you, and I'm referring the people who are new and registered for this particular program exclusively. You would have received 2 emails as soon as we give you the LMS access based on your registration. So kindly check your registered email ID for the 2 emails which you received. One email states that welcome to ExcelR and verify your account, which enable you to set the password to our LMS platform. And the second one is welcome to the classroom, that the access that has been given to you as part of this training. And when I say LMS, it is learning management system. It is nothing but ExcelR's e-learning portal, which enables a student to refer the recordings and let them join the live sessions whenever there is a schedule. And also it enables to access the materials that are being uploaded as part of the training. Okay, so without further delay, I'll start explaining you the steps how you have to follow and access our LMS. So you can choose any of the web browser available in your device or desktop and type onlinelearning.excelr.com. Okay, it's onlinelearning.excelr.com. I will keep that the URL in the chat as well. Yeah, so once you visit onlinelearning.excelr.com webpage, there are few options available on your screen as you see on my screen now. All you have to click on sign in. Okay, once you click on sign in, it asks you to enter the registered email ID and the password. Suppose we had given you the access early to this meeting, so the link might got expired, which enables you to set the password. So I would request everyone to click on forget your password and enter your registered email ID. Click on reset my password. As soon as you click on reset my password, you would receive another email to reset your password to the platform. So I kindly request everyone to try it if you are a new user to ExcelR and registered for the first time to this program. If you are already an existing user, you would not need to do this because you already have the access and you can join it directly. Okay. So keeping the time in mind, I'm going ahead with my explanation. I request everyone to try. In case if you feel any, if you see any hurdles or challenges to access the LMS, you can kindly send us an email to edl@excelr.com. Our team members will give you the solution to it. And again, I try clicking on sign in. And here are my credentials. So I request the one who already set the password, try along with me. So as soon as I enter my registered email ID and the password, I will be able to log into my LMS. And this is the first view where you will see all kind of options available in it. Coming to this FDP exclusively, we made it very simple. Like in order to make you understand very easily, we had a banner inserted on the first view of the website only. Suppose if you see the Zoom is not letting you in, you can directly click on this banner and it will let you join the live happening in our ExcelR YouTube channel. Okay, so it will redirect you to the YouTube of ExcelR channel, and there you can view the live happening. And also our coordinators will keep posting the materials or any kind of information that has been shared by our trainer in the Zoom. The same will be shared in the YouTube chat as well. Okay, so if you see the Zoom is not letting you in, you can view the live happening in ExcelR's YouTube channel, and the link is inserted here in LMS. You can just click on it and it will be redirected to the YouTube. Okay. And coming to the ways of joining the session. So this session is scheduled every day from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. for the 15 days of time. And then for all the 15 days, that is from Monday to Friday for the next 3 weeks, you will see the schedule available in the LMS on your right hand side of the screen under today's session tab. I kindly request you to ignore my other classrooms access that I have with me. We all have to consider this schedule, which is deep learning for NLP and computer vision, EDL and FDP day 1. So this is a schedule for today. Once you log into the LMS, on your right hand side under this banner, you will see an option to join the session at 2:55 itself, like 5 minutes early to the session start. Okay, you can click on join and it will let you, join the Zoom. If not, you can join the YouTube live happening. Okay. Suppose, this is the first way of joining the session. And if you come to LMS tomorrow to join the tomorrow session, you would see the schedule as day 2. So for all the 15 days, you will see the same schedule with the day change. And at 2:55, you will see the option called join. You have to click on join. And again, you have to acknowledge it by clicking on proceed. And then you will be landing into the Zoom application. And as I mentioned earlier, if you see the limit is over and you cannot join the Zoom application, you can click on this banner. You will join the YouTube live happening. So far, I made it clear. Okay, so I have a query in the chat that they haven't received this course access. Well, so there is an option called store. which is the third option in the LMS, right to the logo. That is, can you all see my mouse hovering? So this is a store. If you click on store, you will see all the ongoing and upcoming programs of ExcelR that has been conducted and being conducted in various departments. Okay. So here you will see all the trainings that are ongoing and will be starting today. And here is the deep learning for NLP and computer vision July 2023. So if you come to the store and if you observe that this course access is not there with you in the LMS, you can come to the store and you can see this course access and click on enroll. And again, you have to acknowledge by clicking on enroll now. It asks you to proceed. And now you will see this access has been given to your LMS. Can you all see? Congrats, your order has been placed. So this is how you can enroll the courses or the, the upcoming programs. If you are interested, you can visit the store and you can see enroll now option. You will directly enroll by yourself. So you can enroll this way if you don't see the access has been given to you. But using the registration link, we ensure that we give you the access. If any of the reasons like the mail ID mismatch or something goes wrong, then you can go to the store and you can see the product option and you can enroll by yourself. Okay. Is that clear, team? Can anybody acknowledge me in the group, chat? Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to refer the classroom access that has been given to you. That is deep learning for NLP and computer vision. So this is the classroom in which you will have the recordings access and the materials. Okay, I'm sorry for the background noise. Yeah. So once you click on the classroom and you will see two options available in it. One is curriculum and the second one is Meet. So if you consider the curriculum, again, you will see three different folders available in it. One is feedback response, second session recording, and the third one is materials. I'll come to this feedback a moment later. Now, let us consider this session recording. Once you click on this, as you see, this is the first day of the session. If you click on that also, you will not see any recording available. But after the session is over, you can come to the LMS and check for the recording, which is getting uploaded in it. And for the next 14 days, including today, 15 recordings will be available under this session recording tab only. And team, this LMS access remains same with you for the lifetime. There is no such expiry or tenure for your access to the LMS. It will be remain same with you. It's just that it will enable you to access the recordings and the materials for classrooms that you have been given access. So coming to this training, you will see all the recordings under this session recording tab in the classroom of curriculum tab. Okay. And coming to the materials, as of now, we haven't uploaded any material since this is the first day of the session. From tomorrow, whatever materials that are getting used by our trainer, we ensure that we upload them on time in the materials tab only. If there are any certain PDFs to share with you for your practice or reference purpose, remember that PDFs cannot be downloaded to your device or the desktop that you are using. Those can be purely accessible from the LMS itself. You can adjust the views and you can read those PDFs from the LMS itself. Suppose if there is any code for practice to share with you, or if any Excel sheet or any kind of practice sheets to share with you, we make them downloadable. And once you click on download option, it gets downloaded to your device. Okay. If there are any PDFs getting uploaded, you can access them from the LMS itself. Or else if there is any practice sheet or file to share with you with our trainer's request, we make them available as a downloadable file. And once you click on download, it gets downloaded for you. Okay, so coming to the first tab, which is feedback response. So we always appreciate your feedback, and we always, want to hear from you about the training that we give you. It encourages us to give you more trainings and also improve our quality of delivering the content. Okay, so please, we always encourage you to submit your response after the session is over. Okay, so once you click on that feedback response, you will be able to see a Google form here, and it is active in between 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. for all these 15 days. And you have to fill out the required fields, and the last option would be the feedback response. So you can give your comments on the session. How have you felt about it? Whether it is, quite easy for you, or else it is little hard to understand. If you want to go slow, or else you can give us your genuine feedback, so that we will take it into the consideration, and we will implement it. And we consider this feedback also as a response, like you have attended the session, and for all these days, like 15 days, if you acquire 60% of the attendance by filling out this feedback form, we will give you a participation certificate after this program gets ended. To your registered email ID, we will be sending the certificates. And make sure that you enter the feedback and submit the response, so that we consider it as your attendance, as well as we consider your feedback as well. Okay, so this is all about our LMS, and all I wanted to discuss with you. In case if you are unable to access, or if you are joining now and you haven't registered for the program, you can use the registration link, which will be posted in the chat. Amar, can you please post the registration link?
Yeah, sure.
This LMS access will be same with you for the lifetime. Okay, so if you are joining for the first time, and if you haven't registered for this program, you can use the link provided to you in the chat, and register for this program. By the time you join tomorrow's session, we will give you the LMS access. If you are already an existing student, you can use the store option and enroll for the program. So thank you, team, and we encourage you to attend all the sessions like you attended today. And trust us that our trainer can make these sessions more interactive, and you can make most of it. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the opportunity, CBIT. And we wish you very all the best, all the learners, and happy learning with ExcelR solutions. Thank you. Hi, Vikas.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, over to you, Vikas. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone, and thanks, Ramakrishna sir, principal sir, and ExcelR team and CBIT for giving me this opportunity. And this is really amazing to see that we have already reached to 1K count. And welcome all. Yeah. So before we start, I would like to introduce myself that I am Vikas Narune. I am based out of Pune, and I am having more than 15 years of experience in the corporate, out of which my mainly experience into the data science, data visualization, deep learning, and machine learning. And I work with the companies which are mainly into the retail sector, healthcare applications, and also into the live streaming. So before we start the session, I would like to share my screen and discuss the agenda with you guys, so we can understand that what you can expect from this session. Okay. Hope I am audible and my screen is visible to everyone, guys. Right? Just anyone can confirm.
Yes, your screen is visible. You're audible.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. So okay, let's get started, guys, then. So in this journey of 15 days, we will mostly covering into the deep learning topics, which are into the computer vision, NLP, what are the different state of art algorithms we are having, and how can implement them, what are the real use cases and all. So we have covered these topics mainly into the 3 sessions. Before we start into the actual session, I would like to today take you through the journey of what is AI, what is machine learning, what is deep learning. In order to become a deep learning scientist or deep learning engineer, guys, you need to understand all the basics concept, like what is the difference between AI, machine learning, deep learning, are they same, how they belong to each other, and what are the differences, what are the different tasks which are performed, and so on. So in order to make sure that we are really gaining this insight right from the basics, so today's session, I will be dedicating mostly into understanding what is AI, what are the real use cases, what are the limitation of AI, what are the different approach in the AI, where machine learning stands in terms of the AI, where deep learning stands, what are the different techniques used in the machine learning. And let me promise you guys that machine learning is not difficult, and neither is the deep learning. So I will promise you that end of today's session, you guys will be through with the machine learning techniques, because for any deep learning understanding of the any deep learning techniques or neural networks, say you need to be thorough with the basics of the how machine learning works. So we try to cover what is machine learning, what are the different approaches, what are the popular algorithm, what is the end-to-end entire process of the machine learning, how right from the data processing, taking the data to the implementation of the model, and then evaluating the model. So that's how I will take you through this journey. Then we will cover neural networks, all the concept in the neural network, that what is perceptron, activation function, loss function, forward propagation, back propagation, what kind of neural networks are there, how the neural network works, what happens in the background. Not only we will look at the algorithm, we will try to understand how in the background neural network works, how they take the weights and biases, how they're changing each and every layer, how is happening right from the data ingestion to the output. Okay, then before we really deep dive into the neural network techniques of the computer vision and NLP, we would like to also take you through the coding part, which is for the R and Python for the data science, where we will be using certain frameworks in the R and the Python, which are used for the mathematical manipulations, also for the visualization, like matplotlib, seaborn, numpy, pandas, and what are the certain data structure which are available, and how you can do a visualization in the R. So it is really interesting, guys, because whenever we are saying that I am an AI engineer, I need to understand that what is visualization, how I can visualize the data. Once you visualize the data, then only you will be able to analyze it, you will be able to understand the pattern, and then you can take a decision that what kind of model I will be implementing, what are the feature tuning I will be doing, and how I can make it work for the real-time data. So that's what we are pretty much planning for the first week. Then into second week going to be very interesting, because we will start with the chatbots, guys. I will give you a live example how we can build a chatbot, conversational AI, part of conversational AI, that how we can build a chatbot with using the Google Dialogflow. What we'll do is we'll try to create a simple chatbot, then we'll try to integrate it with the weather API. So anyone who can write a query can get a automated reply from the chatbot that what is the weather for the today, for the place, humidity, temperature, and all. And we try to also implement it with the Telegram. So we will integrate it with Telegram, and you can directly use this from the Telegram. Once we are through with the conversation AI, we'll moving to the further more complex topic like computer vision. Computer vision, what is computer vision? What are the different techniques? What is image classification, object detection, semantic segmentation, key points, facial recognitions, and all? There's a lot to cover, guys, but we'll make sure that you guys are through with these concepts. We'll try to glow slowly, we try to understand how these things are working, what are the real use cases for them. Then most important thing in the deep learning is the convolutional neural network. Like convolutional neural network are the one who are responsible for performing the feature extraction, image classification, and all these segmentation tasks. So we'll try to understand what is convolutional neural network, what are the concepts, like what is pooling layer, padding, strides, and what are the different CNN architectures available which are used for the transformer learning, like AlexNet, LeNet, ResNet, Inception, VG, and all these techniques. And then we'll try to go with a classification project. Even before we go into second day, in day one, where we will be covering the neural networks, I will take you through a live example where we will build a neural network for the use case of the customer churn prediction. So it will be very simple. We will use a simple artificial neural network, not much probably deep, shallow neural network. And using the shallow neural network, we try to solve the problem of the customer churn prediction, whether this customer is going to leave this particular institution or not. So that's going to be amazing use case, guys, where you can see the power of the artificial neural network. And once we go through this computer vision technique and convolution neural network, we will also try and implement one project of the image classification using the convolution neural network. And in week 3, guys, we'll try to look at the different transfer learning models which are available using the Keras framework. Also, we'll try to understand what is recurrent neural network, because recurrent neural network is mostly used in the text, where the input is like text or sequential data, and what we going to use them, how we going to implement them, what are the different concepts like forward propagation, back propagation, different types of RNN, what is encoder, decoder, and how we can use the machine learning translation tutorial using the Keras. Also, guys, everyone now, even you go to a small kid in the school, everyone talking about the chat GPT. So what the heck is this chat GPT? How it is coming to the picture? So it is a part of the OpenAI's application, which uses the large language model. So we'll try to understand what is large language model, how the GPT is built upon, what is the architecture behind this GPT, and we try to train it with our own data. Okay, guys. And along with it, also we try to understand what is generative AI, because you might guys might have seen nowadays that we provide a text, and the neural networks are able to provide the beautiful pictures, sketches, videos, text to videos, video to text, and everything. So we'll try to cover this into the generative AI task and the prompt engineering. Okay, guys. So I hope that I made it clear that how this journey will be going forward, and what are the some interesting use cases we'll try to understand. Okay. So we wanted to cover much of the topics today, but since we are running short on the time, so today I will unbox what is machine learning. So first we'll try to understand what is artificial intelligence as a services, because nowadays you might guys might have seen in the computer terminology that now software as a services was in fashion a decade back. Now came into the picture storage as services, and then the platform as services, like everyone is using the cloud platforms nowadays. But nowadays the state of art services is the artificial intelligence. It has emerged as an entirely different services, where people are focusing only into the AI services. So mainly the cloud companies or the database companies, what they are doing is they are manufacturing their product which are solely used into the artificial intelligence. So what is artificial intelligence as a services? Then what is the difference between artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning? And then we'll try to unbox what is machine learning, what are the different algorithm approaches, limitations, and probably I will take you through one live implementation if time permits. Like we will try to detect the currency, whether this currency is genuine or not genuine, looking at the data. So that's the pretty much agenda, guys. And maybe we start with the deep learning instructions and how the deep learning works and what are different approaches and all, maybe in the tomorrow's session. Okay, guys. And then okay, then let's start it, guys. Before we start in today's agenda, I would like to take a confirmation that you guys are comfortable and good with whatever agenda we have discussed, and I'm audible and you guys are able to see my screen, right? Okay, guys, just you guys can confirm. Anyone? Yeah. So I can see that there are some yes, so we can move ahead then. Okay, thank you very much, guys, for the confirmation. So before we start into the topic, we need to understand that what is artificial intelligence. In order to understand what is artificial intelligence, a famous scientist, Alan Turing, devised a test in 1950s. Okay, artificial intelligence, we can say, is what is it? In order to understand what is artificial intelligence, we need to understand what is intelligence, guys. So intelligence is like humans can think, can decide, can use their brain and remember and perform certain activities, right? So in general terms, we can coin it as an intelligence. So the next question comes in, what is artificial intelligence? So for that purpose, in order to understand whether these computers or algorithm are intelligent or not, Alan Turing devised a test, and it is called as very famous test, which is called as imitation game. Many of you must have seen the movie Imitation Game and may be aware of the concept, but I just cannot restrict myself for discussing this thing. So let's quickly understand that what he did. What he come up with the approach is like, he said, like, I will ask the question to two entities. One entity will be human and one entity will be computer. And if I take an answer from both of them, and if I am not able to analyze which is the reply from the human and which is the reply from the computer, then it's most probably that I am fooled, and then we can conclude that computer are intelligent. So this test become very famous, and nowadays the kind of data is provided, generated, and the models are trained with the state-of-art algorithms and accuracy. And even it's become difficult to even recognize if you call any call center and you're trying to understand, okay, what is the issue with my order and why it is delayed? Maybe it's a humor or maybe it's a robot. Then, guys, you just cannot differentiate that. That's how smartly they are making these devices used for the real time. So then again, coming back to intelligence, okay, guys, artificial intelligence. So I put in certain definitions for the intelligence of the artificial intelligence. So let's have a look at the certain definitions. Some people says that it's the capacity given by human to the machines to memorize and learn from the experiences, and to think and create and speak, to judge and make the decisions. Okay, so what do you mean by this? This means that we are giving certain data or certain sort of images, videos, and text to the machines, so machine can understand the pattern, and machine are able to take the decision out of this, just like the human being. They are able to judge it. Means they can think, they can understand the things, and they are trying to make a decision out of it. So some says it's an excellent effort, which is exciting effort, sorry, making computers think like a machine, think like minds, like the human brains. So, and it's all depend on one belief, guys, that AI is a belief that brain is a form of biological computer and that mind is computational. That means whatever brain, whatever the architecture is there in the brain of the neural network, same architecture we can mimic in the real time with artificial neural intelligence, artificial neural networks, and it can work like similar to the human brain. So that's how the concept of the artificial intelligence came into picture. Okay, guys. There are once we know what is artificial intelligence, now artificial intelligence, just to summarize, artificial intelligence is like making machines smarter to think like we think, humans think. Okay, so that's how we are making it. And then you will ask what are the different, okay, what are the different approaches which are available, types of artificial intelligence types available. You can broadly categorize the type of artificial intelligence into the software and into the embodiment as a product. As a product, as a software, you can say virtual assistant, image analysis software, search engines, speak recognition software, or face recognition softwares. So we are creating softwares, or we are creating the certain objects like AI robots, autonomous car, drones, Internet of the Things. So broadly, we can categorize it as, guys, someone is saying my voice is feeble. Am I audible, guys? Just to confirm that.
Yes, sir. Your voice is clear and audible.
Yeah, okay, thank you, guys. Maybe you guys who are complaining can check your connection, guys. So I think I am audible to most of them, so we can continue.
Sir, just small request. So whoever is not, for whom it is not audible, you can just exit and rejoin. So there may be issue at your end.
Okay, thanks for the confirmation, guys. And let's start. So we were trying to understand what are the types of AI. AI can be software, guys, and AI can be a device. Let's try to understand in this way, like if you're using any particular software which is powered by the artificial intelligence, so it is trying to help in creating the smarter task. Like you receive an email, so you don't have a time to read the email. So the intelligence software which is used in the email or plugin of the OpenAI, it can read it, try to analyze what this email says, and it will create even a suggestion for you that what could be the probable reply you will have. So we're trying to analyze this as an software. Then second thing is like virtual assistant like Siri, or you can say Alexa, or you can name the other virtual assistants who are there to help us. So these guys can understand the voice instruction commands, and then they can reply you back according to analyzing your context, what context you are talking them, what context you are asking for the help, and they can understand this context and reply you back with the intent, with the necessary intent. Okay. So similarly, most of us are now using the smartphones which can be unlocked. Previously, I used to put the code, right? And then came the finger recognition, right? Fingerprint recognition. Now you have to hold your smartphone in front of your face, and then it will unlock, right? So what is this? It is also software, guys, facial recognition software, which is nowadays everyone is using. Okay, so that's how the software as an AI services is coined. And then you can say the devices, like you can say the smart devices, like let's say we have an intelligent system which can sense the sunlight and accordingly dim the lights, electricity usage of the electricity, which is mostly implemented in the stores of the Europe, where I was a part of the energy management system. So what these guys were doing in order to reduce the carbon emission, global footprint of the carbon emission, these guys have installed the smart devices which are having the sensor based out of the AI, and this sensor can understand and try to sense whether there is a darkness in the room or the store, particularly in the stores or different supermarkets. We're trying to implement this system where they can understand whether there is a sunlight available. If there is a sunlight available, then it will not switch on the bulbs or the tube lights. Okay, and they will try to reduce the power used by this. And whenever there is a darkness, or whenever we can see that the vision is not that clear, then try to implement the lighting system, so it is visible for the customers as well as the workers who are working in the stores or supermarkets and different shops. Okay, so this was an amazing project, guys, which we were able to implement, and using it we were able to reduce the energy consumption by the year by around 10%. So you can imagine if you are able to even reduce your energy consumption by 10%, which is making a whole lot of money. Like you can imagine how you can perform the calculation, like all over the Europe, 25 countries and more than 400 stores, and 10% of it is a huge savings, right? So this how the artificial intelligence is helping us to implement, and also not only towards productivity, or not only towards the ease of the life, but also towards the global warming, or say towards the cause of the better earth. So once we understood, okay, guys, I think we understood now what a software as a software, AI as a software, and AI as an devices. Okay, so you can say broadly, artificial intelligence is categorized into the three main categories. One is weak artificial intelligence, second is general artificial intelligence, and third is super artificial intelligence. Weak artificial intelligence is like, let's say, understand that you are giving the neural networks, or let's say machine learning algorithm, a certain amount of data, and on the certain amount of this data, these models are trained, and on the basis of the limited knowledge which you are provided, or the data which is provided, it able to answer you. So that's how the simple example will be Apple Siri, because Apple Siri is trained on such a natural language processing module, where it is able to understand certain general terms like hi, hello, how are you, please open this application, close this, send a mail and all. But it will not, all of a sudden it will not be able to understand what is your mood, whether you are angry, or whether you are whether what's the tone, on which tone you are able to give a command, or whether you are upset, right? So if you say it's open, okay, Siri, go to my mailbox, open this email, send a birthday wish to this one. This is able to perform the task. Okay, and similarly, IBM Watson supercomputer. It is, guys, this is called as sort of application which is comes under the category of the weak artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is used, but it is weak, or you can say narrow, because it is limited only to the certain particular specific topics which is available on the basis of the data. Then second category comes as a general artificial intelligence. Okay, general artificial intelligence is an advanced level of the artificial intelligence where you can able to where the neural networks are able to think and make the decision just like the humans. So what could be the good example? Let's take the self-driving cars. Tesla is already introduced and taken the driving test in the US markets and also in the European markets, and it's a driverless cars and how they are performing. Okay, guys, this is a good example, like because in order to drive the car, you need to understand the traffic, different roads, map and all. Map is available, you can reach to the map, but what is the weather condition? How according to the weather you're going to speed up your car or go slow? Are there any potholes? Are there any hindrances? Are there any subjects which will be coming across? Or all of this is not an easy task, guys. So it requires special intelligence. So just like the human part, we are trying to learn driving, like how we go, how we approach when there is a signal, if someone suddenly come across and all. So this kind of neural network which are taking care are especially comes under the general artificial intelligence. Okay, then second good example is the ROS. It's a legal expert system, guys, because in it's also called as AI attorney. What it is doing is AI attorney. There are you imagine, guys, if you dig out the data of the court cases which are available in pending as of today's date, there are lakhs and lakhs of court cases which are still need the trials, or we need to reach to the judgments, because and out of that there might be certain cases of which do not require a special jurisdiction. Let's say I have break the speed limit on going from the outer ring road. So there is the speed limit of the there is a speed limit of let's say 100 miles per hour, and I have breached that, and due to the so you will obviously get a challan, but there is also a case which is registered. So it is a clearly machine can take this case into consideration and try to understand there is a violation of the rule, right? So there is a violation of rule and it matches the underlying criteria. So it can give a decision. So there are certain features, or there are certain criteria which are available, and on the basis of this criteria, the legal attorney can take the decision which will not hamper majorly, which will not consider a very complex thing into the picture. So that's how the AI attorney is coined, and this is how it will work. Then second example of general artificial intelligence could be a large language model, GPT-3, GPT-4, which are released by the OpenAI, which can understand human language, like whatever request you are giving, you try to understand the request in English and other languages, and it's giving you reply. Let's say if I go to ChatGPT and say, hey, write me a code where I can design the web page. And these are my certain needs. What are the different conditions which are required in order to design the web page? So this Chat GPT and all, these are the large language model which are already fed with the data of the coding. Like if I want to perform it in a Python or R, so I have given entire books of 100 books which are available in the R, and I have given feeded it to it. On the basis of this feeded, it can come up with the code part which can deliver me the code, which can work me as a virtual code assistant and can give me a code. Okay, guys. So this is also example, like they are able to produce the code according to your condition, and your condition was not given in any programming language, but it was given in the human language. So also you might have heard the algorithm which are able to produce the music. So these are the bots, AI algorithm bots. If you give them the existing music, they are trying to generate music out of it, and they're streaming all over the internet. So these are certain example, guys, of the general artificial intelligence. Then comes the super artificial intelligence. So super artificial intelligence says that the machine can surpass the human intelligence and perform any task better than cognitively featured humans. So what do you mean by this? Super artificial intelligence means you are just like the clone of the human, and it has an emotion, it has a reasoning power, it can solve the puzzles, it can this work is going on super artificial intelligence, but there are still time when the machines will be able to completely surpass the humans. So there are certainly no prominent product available for the super artificial intelligence, but there is a still work going on. Okay, guys, I hope I am clear with what are the categories: weak artificial intelligence, super artificial intelligence, general artificial intelligence, and how we can analyze them in terms of the examples. Okay, so let's move forward. So in the start, guys, I talked about now artificial intelligence became as a services nowadays, offered as a services, because of the different cloud platform. It is easily available for everyone to access. And this Google, Meta, and the Microsoft, they are specially providing the clouds or the services which are useful in the terms of the AI, just like the say Vertex AI. Vertex AI is a specialized tool, a cloud-based tool, which is provided by the Google, and it is completely help you. It is completely having all the environment set up for you, all the different libraries which are available which are required in order to execute the different machine learning model. All the libraries or the different packages which are required installation, all are available, like right from the Jupyter Notebook to editor to everything. All the installation will be available. They will create a different special instance. They will even dockerize the system. You can choose the container, and you can choose a virtual environment. You can choose the resources, and you can directly write your code and execute the application. And you can also deploy it. So all these services, as a part of a pack of the services under the branch of the AI, they are provided. So that's how the people have come up with the artificial intelligence as a services. So artificial intelligence as a services market, why it is growing? Because if you look at the screen, guys, I have put in some data or facts that why a global AI service, global service is gaining a lot of importance in the market. So previously, this AI market size was limited to $2,397 million, guys, in back in 2017. And now up to 2025, they're expecting a growth of 56%, which will become a market size of $77,000 million, guys. So try to understand, this is a huge jump from the market share which is available in the global market for the AI services. So that's how AI is gaining very much importance. Our everyday life is getting easier, or you can say also there are certain pros and cons, but now artificial intelligence has become a part of our life. So what makes this artificial intelligence so you can say you can say profitable venture is we can understand in terms of the three main pillars. Cost efficiency. Okay, guys, whenever any company wants to implement the artificial intelligence, obviously whatever infrastructure they wanted to invest, they had to invest a very high cost in the infrastructure, like they have to install the servers, clouds, or in-house premises and all. Then on top of that, they need a certain experts and all, and then they have to provide these services. But now as the artificial intelligence services gaining more and more popularity, the cost is also becoming very efficient, like by utilizing the cloud-based services. And also in cloud-based services, they will not charge you for the inter-cloud services. Like if you are using certain artificial intelligence related services, they will charge you according to the subscription basis only for the services you have used. So this made a major breakthrough that rather than like Windows comes with the entire package. You want Windows, then you have to take entire package and you have to pay a subscription fees. It's not like that. Now they have made it like a separate entities. Like if you out of Windows, let's say I'm only using the Microsoft Office part, I am not concerned about the other packages which are coming free. So I can use that one. So that's how now the cost efficiency are also gained by the companies. And accessibility, like I told you, like the cloud services which are completely made for the AI services. Now they have the pre-built AI models, which are also part of the transfer learning, which we'll try to understand in coming series. The pre-built AI models can be easily integrated into the systems, and they can be deployed on the cloud services where every organization can access to it. So that's how they are. In terms of the scalability also, guys, whenever if you think that they're going to be more requests which will be fired, so you can increase and decrease the services like the storage capacity or number of the virtual machines which will be available, and all the configuration that is also available. That's how it is also having the ease in accessibility and the scalability. Also the technological advancement, like if you see from 2012 to 2023, there is a remarkable growth in terms of the different use cases which are solved by the AI. So let it be in the machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision. So entire new breakthrough of the technologies which are coming into the advancement. So every time there will be more and more sophisticated technologies which will be coming into pictures. That's why it's making very popular. And also the improved performance. Previously, the accuracy of the model was not up to the par, but now since every day there is a millions of huge transaction happening, let's say the social media, online platforms, smartphones, smart devices and everything. So there is a huge chunk of data which is available, which can be utilized by the artificial intelligence and machine learning models. This artificial intelligence machine learning model utilizing this data, because if more data, more use cases, more understanding, more scenarios, and that's the ability increases for understanding the different pattern, and obviously the model or the neural network which will be formed out of this huge data will be the robust one. Okay, so that's how simply more data, more accuracy, more pattern, so it's going to be more accurate. That's how the cutting edge AI technology is using. Everyone heard of this large language model and chat GPT. Guys, these are trained on 150 billion parameters. So you try a billion, what is parameters and all will come to picture, but try to understand the number of parameters now they are increasing in order to increase this efficiency and the performance. So looking at this number of parameters also, we can analyze like how much hours of training, how much huge data sets may be made available to them in order to reach the accuracy. And that is possible nowadays, because the different hardware companies coming with the different GPUs, graphical processing units, different RAMs and different platforms, which is making help in advancing these AI technologies. Okay, guys. So I hope that we are very pretty much clear that how artificial intelligence is provided as a services. How is market growing for the artificial intelligence? What are the main pillars that is driving this efficiency and cost and popularity? So let's move to the application of the AI. Now, I purposefully put in these slides here so we can understand the huge use cases which are implemented across almost all the sectors which are available today, where we can have the ample amount of data. Let's start with the cyber security. Even cyber security, looking at the cyber security implementation, we can analyze well in advance that what are the suspicious activities going on, whether there is any hacking attempt which has been performed, is there any anomaly which is performed, like irregular number of attempts which are performed during the transaction on the websites and all. Smart homes, like we talked about the energy saving technologies, or automated entries, facial recognitions, or you can say biological implementation of the computer vision technique. We're able to understand not only from the face but also the gait analysis, like your posture, looking at your posture, your speed of the walking, your structure and all. It is able to understand the gait analysis and try to figure out whether this person is XYZ person or not. Okay, in terms of the defense also, where we can understand various defense technologies, also using the artificial intelligence in order to understand like uses of the drones, where in the certain far-flung areas where the person cannot go easily, the drones are reaching out and trying to take visuals, and using that visuals, they are visuals or images, they are trying to analyze the age and the gender. So this is a popular use case, guys, because whenever we say on the defense sector, there are also we seen the cases where innocent people or child have died in the attacks in the defense sector whenever it tried to launch operation against the terrorist and all. So these drones have a special machine learning application which can detect the age, gender of the person, and accordingly we can take the decision whether to launch the attack or not. So this is just one example, guys. There are huge lot of use cases which are used in the defense, and also real estate. agriculture, precision farming, robots. Robots are helping to find out the weeds, or fruit plucking done by the robots. And when it comes to the data of the machine learning, so we try to understand the soil, and according to the soil and its different characteristic, it is suggesting what kind of fertilizer you should use, to ranging from the different diseases on the crops, and what are the different diseases. While looking at the picture only, it will be able to verify whether this particular crop is infected with the virus or not. Healthcare, no need to explain, it's self-explanatory in healthcare. Like you recently seen a major breakthrough by the Google, where Google, by looking at the eye retina, it will be able to predict whether you are supposed to get a heart attack in coming time or not. So this is just one use case in even against the COVID situations, where this was able to help us in understand whether the person is wearing masks, whether this person is having fever or not. And there are a lot of other various use cases which are used, like if you pass a image and you try to understand, or looking at your facial expression, your walking speed, whether this person is affected with any disease or not, like dementia, Parkinson, and all, looking at the speeds and rated fluent speaking. And also in terms of the different use cases, where kind of major, let's take an example of the generation of the vaccines. Without the AI, it would have not been that easy, because AI, where different molecule, different permutation combination, how it will be implemented in the real time, that is done with different probabilities and combinations are done using the machine learning and deep learning algorithms, which is able to get us a breakthrough within limited time. We are able to reach to the greater breakthrough. Also in aviation industry, there are different smart features like air traffic prediction, flight fare predictions, and all. In aerospace technology and all, mobile, no need to tell, everyone is aware of what kind of thing. Even the gaming section, which is so popular for me also, because I'm a big fan of the gaming, where we are able to get a virtual 3D avatars, we are able to get a different games, and which is making virtual reality use cases, data augmentation use cases. Also in terms of the communication and education also, guys, you might have heard about the news that the MIT professor for the next season will be replaced by a robot. Okay, so that's a great use to. That means the robot can work as a professor in the MIT. They're just doing it on experiment basis. Not all the professor will be trying, but just for the purpose of the testing, they are introducing an AI professor, which will be teaching to the student. So these are the different sector. You name the sector: insurance sector, fintech sector, everyday sector. There are a lot of use cases in terms of the transportation sector, demand forecasting, and online shopping, personal recommendations. Everywhere nowadays we are having AI. So we already discussed about this use cases, right? This I have put in just to gain more visualization in order to understand how the AI is now changing our life and what are the potentials for it. Okay. So we'll quickly go through the next thing. We already discussed like health, transport, food. Even guys, for food detection and healthier food detection, robots can remove weeds, use herbicides, for example. These all are started implementation in Europe and America. And also for India, also we are using a lot of use cases where we can use the technical farming, and we can use the AIs for the farming and the food products. Okay, public administration and services also, like pattern recognition, natural disaster recognition, like if there is a possibility of any natural disaster, how we can get awareness of it, and how we can mitigate the consequences and so on. So I think we are pretty good. You know, why we should use AI? You must have seen the we talked about the data, right? How the data is now generated. So now, if we can say right from the gigabytes, now it is reached the zettabytes, and you can look at the figure which is given here. 1 zettabytes is like thousand of gigabyte. So this kind of data is generated. So in order to analyze or to handle this kind of a data, we need a special skills in terms of the deep learning. So that's how AI is getting more and more involved into the life. Also, advantage is that labor productivity is also increased. Like there are a lot many automations going on in the manufacturing industry, where using which we are able to increase the productivity from 11 to 37%. Also, AI can, like we discussed, also the carbon emission and footprint thing. which is the project which are implemented across Europe. Also in India, there will be certain projects which are implemented. So which can help us reduce the global warming and also reduce the CO2 emissions by up to 4%, up to 10% is also possible. Also strengthening the democracy. Based on the data which is available or preventing the disinformation, cyber attacks, AI could support in diversity and openness and mitigating the possibility of biased decision in hiring, let's say in hiring or in case of various other terms, which are, let it be private sector or let it be the government sector, which can help in performing a very unbiased system, which will be giving justice to all genders across the communities. And also we discuss about how AI can help in security and safety. Because especially in the especially where there is a digital transformation going on, and India and in the entire world is going for the digital transformation, there are more and more usage of the online platform. In order to, also this online platform also comes with the threats and also the viruses and also the hacking system. So we can use AI efficiently in order to detect the inappropriate behavior or unlawful things, and we can make a timely decision in order to save the people's interest. Okay, yes. And but also there are also challenges, like we discussed very amazing use cases. It is helping us to improve the productivity, increase and automation, helping us to understand things more carefully, ease of the operations. But also there are certain issues which are raised. And recently you might have heard about the European Union has come up with the code of ethics, a rule for the artificial intelligence, which person has to follow if they are providing AI as services or teams. So what if, so let's take a look at the threats and challenges which are available. So under an overuse of the AI, if people have very poor faith, mistrust in the AI, then lack of initiative or investment can again lead to the AI machines learning, lead to the low investment or a low initiative of the AI. So that is misuse or overuse. If there is a low use of the AI, then since we already talked about the digitalization and all, it's all about the data. So machine learning is completely dependent on the data and from this digital market. If there is no data available or there is no trust, then how we can make AI implement for that? So that's why data is also important. Without data, AI will not perform. Okay. So liability. Who is liable for the damage caused by the AI? This is one of the biggest challenge that ethics behind the AI. What if the AI system goes wrong? Let's take example of the self-driving car. If self-driving car goes and crashes someone, hits someone, who will be responsible at that time? Whether we should allow the charges against the car manufacturer or the programmer who built this reinforcement learning model, which are able to help these self-driving cars. That's also one of the challenge, guys, and also the threat of AI in the personal space or democratic fundamental rights. Like AI, you require data and whatever data or like online platform, your data is there, personal information, everything is getting used. Like say you are putting photos on the Facebook, you are using Twitter, so they are able to track you on the Twitter, like whether you are providing your sentiments. Let's say take example of the sentiment, whatever tweets you are doing, on the basis of that they are doing able to identify whether what are the sentiment behind these tweets and all, and they're trying to block certain people on the basis of this. So it's also and certain people, they say that it's a democracy, so we have a fundamental right to tweet against any particular situation. If the certain government or certain organization goes into the threat mode, that whatever whomsoever is now speaking against them, they try to block them. So this kind of they try to analyze certain implementation of the machine learning model and try to analyze the sentiment. If this person is doing any hate speech, then they might block this person. So and people think that it's also not, even though it's not ethical, but it's a fundamental right in the democracy that everyone should be able to express their views, right? So also, certain systems are designed, if they are intentionally devised in certain way, so it can influence directly on the basis of the ethnicity, sex, and age, guys. Let's say when we are doing automated hiring, let's say we have a portal, employment portal, where every person has to upload their resumes, and while looking at the resumes and their certain qualities, the machine learning model will able to identify whether this person is particular fit for this job or not. So who will take the responsibility that this machine learning algorithm, which is unbiased completely and not influenced by any certain features. Now, the features I am talking about, the ethnicity, sex, image, on right? So if and how we can ensure that this particular things is working as per the ethics. So there is still great black box which lies in the neural network. So we cannot just entirely you can unbox it, like what actually is happening and how it can behave, right? So that's also one of the challenges in the AI, right? So I think we are pretty much clear that what is AI, what are the different categories in the AI, what are the different neural networks, what are the implementations, like what is weak artificial intelligence, general artificial intelligence, super artificial intelligence, how AI has become services and gaining popularity, what are the implementation of the AI in the real life, and we also talked about what are the advantage and the limitations for the AI. So now comes the time to understand like what is the AI, what is the AI, and how machine learning is different, how deep learning is different, how they are whether they are living in the parallel universe or they are part of the one entire cluster. So this is a beautiful example which has been put in the internet, which is able to explain us very quickly that what is artificial intelligence. If we talk about the artificial intelligence, guys, it's the entire universe. Artificial intelligence making use of the different machines, and we can making them smart, right? And just like to help them to acquire the human intelligence. And then machine learning is a part of the artificial intelligence, but machine learning mostly using these are the algorithms which are mostly using the statistical different measures, statistical algorithms with the combination of the data, and they're able to identify the patterns and give us the prediction, whether it's a forecasting or a classification and all. And then comes our favorite topic of the deep learning. Deep learning is also a subset of machine learning and the artificial intelligence, where we are implementing the artificial neural networks. So what do you mean by artificial neural network? Is just like the human brain, which has the different neurons and the networks of these neurons, and through these neurons, information is passed on. So people trying to mimic similar kind of architecture into the machines, and they're called as perceptrons, and the help of the multi-layer perceptron architecture. Most of us might have seen the picture of like different circle connected to each other, and then we're passing information and giving the result. So that's how the deep learning is using the deep learning using the framework, which is mimicking the brain of the human in terms of the artificial neural networks, and able to accurately understand the pattern and try to give us a robust predictions. Okay, so we'll say what is better, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. It's again depends on how we can solve the problems. There is no such problem which can be solved by machine learning, except for certain complex tasks. But there is also certain special tasks like automatic speech detection, automatic speech generation, text to video, and all. This require the deep learning, and entire thing is coming under the umbrella of the artificial intelligence. Okay, guys. So I hope that everyone is able to understand what is artificial intelligence on in depth level. What are different categories in the artificial intelligence? What is machine learning? How it is different from the deep learning? And main difference between the machine learning and deep learning is the kind of models or algorithm which are used. Everyone is using data, but kind of data input we are using and what form of data we are using. That makes the machine learning and deep learning somewhat different. In machine learning, mostly we are using structured data. Also, we are using unstructured data, but mainly we are using the statistical algorithms in order to implement it. And we are using the different statistical algorithm, and we try to predict the data. But deep learning, what we are doing is we are using the neural networks, and using these neural networks, we try to perform the task. So on the superficial level, you can understand this is the difference. When we'll go into the topics deep dive into these topics, then we'll try to understand what is different, how the machine learning process work, how the deep learning process work, what are the differences, how the algorithm are different from the machine learning, how the feature selection are done, how the data is processed, how we try to understand the data, deep learning and machine learning. Okay, guys. I think that's the good start for solid background in order to lay a stone in the solid background of artificial intelligence and the deep learning. Before we move into the deep learning, I will also try to take you through the machine learning, like I promised. Since we are, I think we have left only half an hour for today's session, so we'll not be able to complete the implementation of the use case which we are thinking about, implementing the machine learning algorithm in case of detecting the fake bills. But I will try to give you overview, because once you are through with the machine learning, what is the machine learning, what are the different approaches in the machine learning algorithm, how the process of the machine learning works, then only we will be able to understand the deep learning more thoroughly, because deep learning, machine learning interconnected. But only the type of algorithm which are used are different, but the basic idea behind the background performance and the calculation also interconnected with each other, like how machine learning learns, the similar way the deep learning learns, what is gradient descent, how machines learns during this gradient descent, how the distance calculations are done, how the image classification is done, all comes from the basic. So I thought we will have a good understanding once you go through this machine learning concept also. So let's quickly let me take you through the machine learning. What is machine learning? Okay, machine learning broadly categorized into the three categories, guys. One is supervised learning, another one is unsupervised learning, and the third one is reinforcement learning. So I have put in this picture to understand the major categories or major approaches in the machine learning. These are the approaches which I used. Like what is machine learning? What is machine learning in terms of the supervised learning, reinforcement learning, and unsupervised learning. So supervised learning, what we are doing is we are telling us well in advance that what is the result we are trying to achieve over here. That is called as target column. So we are telling machine that this is the target column and this is how you should understand the data and try to do the predictions. Okay, so that's supervised learning. That means we are supervising the algorithm. We're telling, okay, what is the categories we are expecting out of this prediction. So in terms of that, we are doing majorly two tasks. One is we're trying to do a regression and we're trying to do a classification. Regression means we're trying to forecast the continuous variable. Like what is the sale forecast? What is the market forecast? What will be the let's say example, what will the average temperature for tomorrow? All these kind of continuous values which we are trying to predict based on the past data and the available data are called as the, mainly we can consider them as a task of the regression. And classification, we are giving them the different categories, like what is the category that I need to understand to bifurcate my data, right? So we are giving three defined categories and I'm asking my machine learning algorithm, okay, take this data, try understand the pattern and give me the categorization into these categories. Okay, that's how the supervised machine learning algorithm works in terms of the classification and regression. And in unsupervised learning, we are not telling machine what to achieve. We are just giving the data. We are telling machine that you try and understand this data and give me a pattern out of this data. So the very popular example is clustering, guys. Clustering means simple. If you take a look at this screen and where I put in a picture of the machine learning. So looking at this picture, I will be able to categorize these circles into three different categories, right? Mainly, one is according to the color, or you can categorize them according to their shapes, or you can categorize them according to certain other conditions also. So if you consider all these machine learning, supervised learning circles and this picture I put in as an your data in the database, and on the basis of this database, I am not telling unsupervised algorithm that what is the expected result out of it. I am just giving you this, and you just give me a pattern out of it. So maybe machine learning algorithm will try to understand that who are the how I can categorize data into the different groups. That's called as clustering. So maybe I categorize the data on the basis of the color, on the basis of the size, the shape, or on the basis of the proximity, guys. If you can say unsupervised learning and clustering, they are near to each other, wherein reinforcement learning is far away from the unsupervised category. So maybe the nearest neighbors which are available to this unsupervised category, maybe they belonging to that particular cluster. So accordingly, we can categorize them, and then not giving the category in which category that I want to bifurcate this data. That is called generally the unsupervised learning. Hope you guys understand just a shallow, superficial concept, like what is machine learning, what is the approach in the machine learning, what is supervised, what is unsupervised, and coming to the reinforcement learning, right? Reinforcement learning is also a specialized field in terms of the machine learning, where we are creating an environment, creating an environment of the reward and return. Let's take example like everyone might have a pet at home, right? So when initially you bought a pet, and which is at a very initial age, we try to teach the pet, like if that pet's wave their hand or say hello, then it will give you a palm and say hello, and then whenever you call it as, then it should come to you. It whenever you throw a ball, it should face that ball. If that particular pet is performing that action, then you are giving reward, right? So you are giving it to giving it some food to it, so it understand. That's how it understand. Okay, if I perform certain tasks, let's say whenever I say come, if I approach that person, I will get a food to it, right? That's how the dog remember, and dog or cat, whosoever pets you are having. So they try to remember the actions in their mind, and if I perform this particular action, I will get a reward like food in this case. So if I and if you let's say if they do not perform any particular action, so we punish these dogs initially, not severe punishment, but we try to like slap it very gently. So why you're doing, shut up, don't do this, right? If they start barking in the middle of something all of a sudden, so you will punish them, right? Why you're doing, stop it. You will become angry and saying, try to understand, okay, this is the action which I should not take. So I should understand that this is the action which will lead me to the reward, and this is the action which will lead me to a punishment. So same thing is implemented in the machine learning, the same concept, where if machine learning performs certain tasks, then it will give a reward in terms of the more weights or certain weights. And if they perform wrong tasks, then it will be penalized on the basis of that. So that's how the reinforcement learning comes into the picture. So what is the popular example, like AlphaGo, right? Where you able to play with the computer, and you will not be able to beat with it, because it has learned through the reinforcement learning all the moves, like what will the next move, it calculates and then try to take the action accordingly. So then the second example, very popular example, you can say, is Netflix. Everyone of us nowadays are using the online OTT platform. So whenever you first time try to log into the Netflix, you fill your information, right? And you try watch any movie. Once you watch a movie, let's say you watched Avenger movie, very famous movie. So it belongs to science fiction, and also belongs to action category. So now next time, whenever you again come back to this Netflix OTT platform, it will try to give you a suggestion accordingly. So in this case, it is trying to use the reinforcement learning advanced concept called as collaborative filtering, where it performs the metrics in terms of the interaction between the movies and the users and different categories. And on the basis of that, they're trying to achieve certain score. And if they get a positive score, then they will categorize, okay, this particular item will get a ranking according to the score, and it will be shown on the top 5 suggestions. Simply, just no need to understand this concept, just for the example I am telling you. Whenever we'll go into the detail, we'll try to understand them thoroughly. Okay, guys, I hope you guys are able to understand, at least on the superficial level, that what is machine learning, how it is categorized. Just give me confirmation, guys, so we can move ahead then. Anyone? Yes, no, guys? Clear, guys? Pretty much clear. So few more responses, guys, so we can go ahead then. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Hope I was able to communicate you clearly that what is machine learning, what are the different approaches. So let's quickly move to the next slide. When we saying that machine learning and what are the different approaches, and this okay, guys, I also would like to take you through one more category which we have not discussed earlier. Broadly, machine learning is categorized into the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. This also called as approach which is called as unsupervised learning. So what it does is, unsupervised learning means it try to get a hybrid approach. So you will say, what is hybrid approach? Let's say what I am doing is, I am trying to use a supervised learning, also unsupervised learning, combination of both, and I'm trying to predict the algorithm or my results out of which. So that is called as semi-supervised learning. Let's take example. Okay, let's taking example of the supermarket. Okay, if I am a supermarket and I want to analyze analyze my customers. Okay, and let's take an example of the use cases slide. I want to run a campaign. I want to run a campaign where I will be able to provide certain discount on certain category of the articles. So in order to provide that, I have to send a promotion emails to the persons. Okay, so clear what is our use case, that I have to run a campaign, marketing campaign, where I will be providing the customer different discounts on particular category. Okay, so how semi-supervised learning will help? Semi-supervised learning will help is like we discussed supervised learning. I'm telling directly what are the categories or what is the value I'm trying to predict. And unsupervised learning, we're trying to cluster or group the things according to their shapes, categories, sizes, and distance, right? So what if I use this combination of both in the real time, which is the example we are talking. So my first case, first use case in order to solve this business problem is I have to understand entire pool of customers and I have to cluster them. Cluster this person according to the certain categories. Maybe this category could be anything based on the geographical locations. Okay, based on the income groups, or based on the certain category of purchases articles which they are having. Okay, so first what I will do is I take entire pool of my customer and try to perform a clustering algorithm. Clustering is what you can look at the picture. Clustering is right. I am trying to divide the data into certain groups based on their characteristic. Okay, so I took entire customer set and try to make the clusters out of them. Once I able to cluster the entire customers according to different categories, let's take example, high paying customers or low, high worth customer, low worth customers. Okay, or look at the customers from the point of view that customers who are purchasing in terms of the food article, customers who are purchasing in terms of the sports article, or customer who are purchasing in the fashion category, right? So this kind of clusters I can perform. Once I try to perform these clusters, like where I know this customer belongs to food category because he's frequently purchasing into the food articles or grocery. Then second customer, he's frequently purchasing into the fashion, and third customer, he's frequently, third category of customer, they are frequently purchasing into the sports article, right? So just for the example, right? Once I cluster them, whether they belong to sports, whether they belong to grocery, or whether they belong to fashion, now in that I can first we use the algorithm which was unsupervised approach. So I took a customer database and try to categorize using clustering. So that is a use of the unsupervised algorithm. Once I able to categorize them, like in this slide, you can say that clustering divided them into the two categories. One is filled with the yellow circle, one other is the dark cyan circle. So out of this yellow circle, now I try to implement the supervised algorithm. Let's say classification. On the basis of the classification, I will try to understand whether this particular person is going for the ethnic wear, whether this person is going for the modern clothes or denim clothes, or whether this person is going for the certain other category of the clothes. Let's say daily wears, ethnic wear, occasion wears, and all. So what I'm trying to do is I try to analyze unsupervised algorithm, try to make it find whether this customer is belonging to the fashion category, sports category, or grocery category. So I used unsupervised algorithm. After using the unsupervised algorithm, I identify this person belongs to fashion category. In that fashion category, I try to perform a classification. That is a supervised algorithm. And using that classification algorithm, I am trying to understand that within this fashion category where this person belongs to. So then accordingly, I will send an email. If I send emails with such a particular interest, it is more likely that this customer will likely to come to this store and try to do a purchase. So you trying to understand, guys, how we are trying to solve, or the retail companies are trying to solve the use case using this semi-supervised learning. So in semi-supervised learning, we are using both supervised learning and unsupervised learning, and it's a mixture of it. and then we're trying to provide the solve the use case. So that's also called as an unsupervised learning. I hope guys you are clear with this category of supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, and reinforced learning. One more example of the unsupervised learning is, let's say whatever data I have, there are certain missing fields in the data. Whenever we are, let's say I am having a 10 column in my data, and for certain columns, certain people have not provided the information. But in order to make the decision making more robust, I have to come up with the entire complete data. Once my data is complete or quality of my data is very good, then only my model will be able to perform very good. So what I can do is I can cluster the entire data set into the different cluster, and then whatever data pertaining to which cluster, I can use the values in that particular clusters to replace the missing values to the mean value of that cluster. Right? Let's take example. Okay. So I try to categorize the entire data into the clusters, and once this data is categorized into the clusters, I am taking a mean value of that cluster and replacing the missing value. In this way, what I'm doing is, previously I was not having any data, but I am not able to even get to the accurate data, but I am having an average value, which can help me even to make a better decision rather than having no data. So that could be a real-time implementation of also semi-supervised learning. Okay, guys. So I think I'm able to give you a relevant example, and you guys are able to make it. So you guys are very clear now what is supervised, unsupervised, how we can use semi-supervised learning in terms of the real use case also, or in terms of the data also, when we're performing certain missing value operations or data manipulations. So let's take an example of the popular algorithm which are available. So supervised learning, we are having the regression algorithm, which is linear regression, also k nearest neighbor classification algorithm, naive Bayes algorithm, random forest, and the gradient boosting algorithm, which is also a combination of the different algorithm clubbed together. And in unsupervised algorithm, we are having the clustering techniques, which is k-means clustering. Then we have having a hierarchical clustering, and then DB scan, density-based spatial clustering algorithm with noise. Okay, so these are clustering algorithm. We understood what is already clustering algorithm, try to group the data. Then we understood what is classification algorithm. We try to classify into the different categories. So these are certain popular algorithm. And then for reinforcement learning also, guys, there are certain Q-learning, DQNs, SARSA, and DDPG. So no need to worry about what all these algorithms are there. We'll try to understand them in more better way. Okay, just for the information I put in this, so we'll try to deep dive into the process. Like okay, this is good example, guys, whatever we spoke about, like what is supervised algorithm and what is the how it works. Let's like I already discussed, supervised algorithm, we are giving a label data. Like say I am already telling that this data, this picture is called as triangle, this picture is called as circle, or pentagon or hexagon, and I am giving these labels like rectangle, circle, hexagon, and triangle, and then I am telling particularly machine learning language that this shape is called as rectangle, this shape called as circle, and then I am giving this model for the training. Once it trains the data, it gives a prediction out of provided labels, like whether whatever provided data, let's take example that we gave the labels, we gave the data in machine learning algorithm, process the data, then we gave a test new example. A new example was a triangle and the circle. Now, if I input this data, this machine learning algorithm will be able to categorize it correctly, whether this whatever particular shape I have given to this machine learning algorithm is a triangle or circle. So you understood, guys. I am giving the category, I am giving the labels. Now you guys might have understood what is label and categories I am talking about. In advance, when I provide the training data, I tell algorithm that what are my particular labels which I try to look for, and then I provide the feed to the machine learning algorithm, and the basis of that it tries to give me a category accordingly. Okay, so this is how the supervised algorithm works. In unsupervised, again I took the same example like triangle, hexagon, and rectangles, but this time I'm not telling which shape is called as triangle, which shape is circle, which is hexagon. I'm just giving this example, and I'm asking machine, you figure out what you think that what category this data is belong to, or what could be the probable categories which one you can come up with. So machine learning algorithm will be able to understand based on the shape. Okay, guys, this here the most prominent feature will be the shape, because everyone having a different shape. So according to the shape, it is categorized into the three categories like rectangle, circle, and hexagon. So simply, this how it will work. And like we talked about the reinforcement learning, or we talked about the semi-supervised learning, where we are giving a large amount of data set, out of which some data set is having some missing values, unlabeled data, and also data of the labeled data. So mix of labeled and unlabeled. And then we are trying to label them using the algorithm. Like I said, we try to categorize them into the clusters, and whatever clusters they will fall, I will use an average value to give them the missing values, fill in the missing values, and then we'll perform the predictions. And it will be based on the labeled and unlabeled data, or you can say pseudo label, because there are labels we are missing for certain data. So on the basis of the existing cluster data, I try to give them a pseudo labels, and then machine learning algorithm is able to perform the predictions. Okay. Similarly, guys, this is a beautiful picture which has been put in for the reinforcement learning. We are giving data for the reinforcement learning, and we are trying to monitor the actions. If the algorithm perform a desired action, will give a reward. If no, we will try to penalize it, and then on the basis of certain learning, it is able to perform the prediction. In this case, we give them the different shapes of data, and based on the different shapes of this data, it is able to identify the pattern. And while identifying the pattern, it took the different possibilities and weights and actions into consideration. All the combination result were penalized or whether given reward, and the basis of that, it is able to now give us a clusters, where cluster belong to certain different shapes, or similar shapes are clustered accordingly into the three categories. Okay, guys, now this makes us very clear now how unsupervised learning works, how semi-supervised learning works, how reinforcement learning works. Okay, guys, just give us confirmation, guys, if you have any particular doubt on any category, how this algorithm works, or any sort of doubts, just just give a confirmation, guys, because we have like 5 minutes left to try to cover certain other topics. Just give us a confirmation that you are good with this topics, whatever we discussed now. Okay. Okay, guys, I think most of us are saying that they got clearly. So let's move quickly to the algorithm. Like we discussed, like how the process of the supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised and reinforcement learning works. But what are the different algorithms which are available? Okay, guys, I think we will cover this topic only for different regression algorithms which are used. And with the graphical representation, I will try to tell you that what are the techniques, or how in the background this regression algorithm works. I have put in a list that what are the different regression algorithms which are available here. So linear regression is the most prominent one. Then we called ridge regression, lasso regression, polynomial. And you will also ask me that, okay, you guys, you told me that a decision tree is a classification algorithm. Similarly, random forest KNN. These guys, this algorithm also used in classification as well as regression. So that's how it is again popping up in the list of the regression. And also we can use the neural network as a regression, because I told you in the beginning, the neural network, using the neural network also we can able to perform the machine learning task. Now you'll say, what do you mean by regression algorithm, how they works? Let's say I try to put my data on X and Y axis, and accordingly I plotted data. Let's take example the first figure of this coordinate, and on the basis of the data, I will try to fit in a best fit line here, okay, which will pass through the maximum data points, okay. And once we fit this best fit line, on the basis of this best fit line, we'll try to predict the values for the data. Let's say in this example, whatever best fit line data is there, this data, and the arrow shown are the actual data, and the prediction data will be on this line. So we'll try to take a difference between the actual data and the predicted data. So this predicted data is somewhat close to the actual data, but not exact. So machine learning algorithm in first iteration will try to find out the base fit line. We'll try to fit a line which is goes through the maximum data point. On the basis of this line, we'll do a prediction. Prediction will be nothing but the point on the line. Then we'll try to measure the difference between actual data and the predicted data, which is called as yi minus y hat. And then we try to take a difference as an error, and we try to again try to minimize this error. Okay, guys? This is how normally the regression works. In polynomial regression, we cannot fit the straight line. So we try to take the squares, or let's say cube of the features, and try to make this line somewhat parabolic, right? The curved shape, and that curved shape data will fit into maximum data point. Rather than doing a straight line, we try to take a polynomial degree of the equation, and then we try to fit the data, and this data will be more closer to the real data, and then will make a prediction so that the gap between actual data and the predicted data will be less. And also we will have a certain regression which are called as regularization techniques. Regularization techniques help mostly when we look at the feature. If our machine learning algorithm, whatever columns it is influenced or biased somewhat, then we try to take this penalize these biases. That's why we're using the regularization techniques. And generally, guys, I'm not telling you that you will be able to understand everything, but at least by graph, we'll try to understand that what regression does. What do you mean by regression? Regression means what? We are trying to plot the data, and from plotting this data, we're trying to find out the base fit line, which is passes through maximum data point. On the basis of this line, we are trying to do a prediction. Prediction may not be the actual prediction, but prediction which is very close to the actual one. This is the first iteration, then we try to make it a best. And whenever if data set is whenever we have a different kind of data set which will not, where we will not be able to fit a straight line, so we are taking a polynomial regression which will create a curve like shape, curve like line, and which will try to accommodate into the maximum percent of the data. And then the other regression algorithms, like whenever we'll try to discuss them in detail, we'll try to understand how the different algorithm like decision tree and Korean works upon. They may mainly works upon the distance calculations. Okay, guys. So I hope, guys, that this visualization and the approaches, whatever I have put into the slides, will able to give you a site, at least a good understanding that how algorithms actually works. Not in detail everything, but at least introduction part and what actually happening in the background. Okay, guys. So I think it's already 5 o'clock. So what we can do is we can now stop for the day, and we can continue the further discussion in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we try to cover the remaining part of the machine learning algorithms, where we look at the classification clustering algorithm, and we'll try to implement one real-time algorithm using clustering and the regression. And then we'll move to the deep learning concept. So hope you guys were able to enjoy today's session. And guys, do leave the comments so I can get the feedbacks accordingly. And then we'll continue tomorrow again. Whosoever wants to leave, you guys can leave, and you can post any questions, whatever is available. Whatever questions are having in mind, you can post it in the chat box. I try to look at certain questions then later on. So thank you very much, guys. And that's it. We can conclude for the day then.
So team, I already shared the attendance and feedback link in the chat box. Please mark your attendance and share your valuable feedback. I'm sharing that once again with you. And one more announcement. If you are facing any difficulty while accessing the LMS, please feel free to drop an email to edl@excelr.com. Our team will connect with you. Okay. %60 attendance is a mandatory, so you need to mark the attendance on a daily basis. We are going to share the attendance link in a Zoom chat, YouTube chat, and over LMS as well. So every day we are going to share that. So please mark your attendance on a daily basis. So Vikas done, no?
Yeah, I think we can conclude today.
Okay.
We can stop.
Okay, team. So thank you so much for joining the session. We'll meet you on tomorrow at same time. Okay.
Guys, Amar, I think Amar has shared already. Someone is asking me, can you share the feedback link? I think Amar has.
Yeah, I'm sharing that once again with everyone. Guys, please find in the chat box.
So guys, Amar has shared it. You can refer to chat box link for the feedback.